Imagine a world where George W. Bush was never president. Abortions are illegal, political nominating conventions are segregated, the government can detain any immigrant indefinitely, and schools can force prayer at graduation. This is what America could look like today without Sandra Day O'Connor. Not only was O'Connor the first woman Supreme Court justice, she was nonpartisan and upheld the Constitution and people's rights, regardless of her personal beliefs. She served as a role model and voice of reason, while being the deciding vote in many cases which shaped modern society. In 1989, the Washington Post called her the most influential woman in America and described her leading the country through minefields such as religious freedom, affirmative action, the death penalty, and especially abortion. During the 1980s, when the rise of conservatism led to the election of Reagan, the Supreme Court still made liberal and conservative decisions, with O'Connor being the swing vote. She influenced society and politics while she was on the bench and was the deciding vote on many influential cases, including Bush v. Gore. O'Connor grew up on a cattle ranch in El Paso, Texas, where she showed great intelligence while still helping out with duties around the farm. She graduated third in her class at Stanford Law, but couldn't find a job as a lawyer due to sexist policies. Later, she was appointed to the Arizona Senate, where she won re-election twice. Eventually, she was appointed by Ronald Reagan to the Supreme Court. She is unanimously approved by the Senate, by Democrats and Republicans alike, highlighting her nonpartisan nature. She was appointed by Reagan, but got the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award of the United States, from Obama. She has supported women's rights and involvement in politics, being a major supporter and friend of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the second woman on the Supreme Court. She supported women's rights to an abortion in Planned Parenthood v. Casey, even though she didn't personally support them. Initially, it looked as if 5 justices would vote to overturn Roe v. Wade, but O'Connor intervened, crafting the decision which appealed to more people. The LA Times gives her a lot of credit for securing a majority, including Kennedy, willing to leave intact at least the theoretical right to an abortion. She stopped Roe v. Wade from being overturned while despising abortions, just because she believed women should have the choice. While she served the court, she made many other influential decisions. She was the swing vote in numerous cases, one where she upheld the constitutionality of affirmative action in Grutter v. Bollinger. She has supported gay rights in Kansas v. Lyman, and even supported welfare for the poor in Brown v. Legal Foundation of Washington. These decisions went against the beliefs of the president who nominated her and her party, but she believed that they were in the best interests of Americans and the Constitution. She also protected minorities in Zavadas v. David and Morse v. Republican Party of Virginia. No other Reagan nomination for the Supreme Court would have strayed from party lines to make these decisions. But her most influential decision was one in which she stuck to her party. When Bush v. Gore came in front of the Supreme Court, she held the presidency in her hands, and with it determined the response to 9/11, possibly causing the Iraq War, the signing of the Patriot Act, and all of W. Bush's actions as president. The other justices were locked into their decisions, so she single-handedly determined American history by her vote in Bush's favor. Even after she retired from the Supreme Court, she influenced America. She founded iCivics.org, which usually gets 500,000 visitors a month, and is used in schools around the country, including here at NHS, encouraging children to get involved and learn about the government and the country we live in. Her controversial decision in Bush v. Gore decided who lived in the White House, and alone changed the course of American history. But her career of compromise on important cases repeatedly changed the laws and rights we have today, with her effect only multiplying as time continues.